Okay, hi everyone. This is going to be a low to the ground practice for the legs and the glutes, but of course also, the core is what supports and controls our movements in different ways. So it's going to be a part of today's practice together as well. So we're going to turn to face the front of our mat and step our right foot forward and our left foot back. And the weight is evenly distributed between the ball of the left foot and the whole entirety of the ball and heel and four corners of the right foot. And just bring the hands to the hip bones and notice whether the pelvis is sticking out a bit, so it's tipped further forward and the arch in the lower back is a bit excessive, or whether you've sort of curled the pelvis under and just come somewhere in between the two there. So you can even touch your pelvic bone and your hip bones and just make sure that they're roughly in the same plane. And that will mean that yes, there is a tiny lordosis or a lordotic curve in the back body there. And the knee is going to track over the right toe, and it might even go all the way over the toes as you drop down into a lunge here. Hands can be on the hips. You can even take the opposite elbows, and then that can remind you to also contain the ribs and squeeze the front body towards the back body slightly. And just coming to pay attention to the breath and the pelvic floor. So in whatever way feels right for you, breathing in softens the pelvic floor, and breathing out, we contract and lift the pelvic floor and abdomen. You right, buddy? Just for another 3, 2, and 1. Tiny pulses down here. So I'm feeling this through my front quads and my right glute, the quads on my left leg. 3, 2, 1, and now transfer the weight forward so that a lot of the weight is in the right foot and a tiny bit is in that ball or toes of the left foot, and then come back to the lunge. So see if you can stay down and just transferring what it feels like to be balancing most of the weight on the right foot and then evenly distributed between both in the low lunge. 2 more of these. And this time take all the weight into the right foot. See if you can lift and lower that back leg. Just 8 of these. So extension in the left leg, squeezing the left glute to lift and lower. Everything else is stable. My right knee wants to wobble in and I'm trying to keep it tracking out, more towards my pinky toe on right foot, then in. 2, 1. And then the hands can come naturally into a bit of a running man as we now do some knee repeaters. So again, I'm working ankle stability, strength in my right glute, by drawing my left knee into my chest and back. Core is working strong here to control and stabilize as we move in this asymmetrical way. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to turn these into little hops if you feel comfortable. If not, stay with the knee repeater. So I'm driving up, using the momentum of my knee coming to chest, and I'm landing through toe ball heel. Toe ball heel. I'm just clearing the ground here. And if you want to get back into jogging, or if you're feeling some hesitancy around your pelvic floor control, this is a good way to build in impact. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to step down into a curtsy lunge here, up, and then step back. So the left foot crosses back, behind the right, drop down, and back to standing. We're going to do 5 more of these before the left leg doesn't come down to standing, but rather comes into a little low kick out to the left, like a little kickboxing kick. So that requires a bit of control, so just play around with it. 3, I'll show you what it looks like. Kick, and back down. Kick. Okay, when you're ready, you can try that out. Just working different parts of the glutes. Not only the big glute max, but glute min and med, which help us move side to side, which, it's a way of moving that's available to us, but we don't train it very often. We often train front and back. 3, 2, and 1. Come down, stay down, face front, little crab walks, and we'll take the arms out and in. So staying as low as you can. There's a crew member that is potentially going to interfere with my camera setup, so I'm just keeping a close watch. Okay. Jonas, don't you touch that tripod, buddy. 3, 2, and 1. If you need to, stand up, stand up. Otherwise, we're going to do all that on the left side now. So step the right foot back, standard lunges. So you can see that this like kind of low impact, but really intentional layering and building of the way that we work our muscles and our posture, it really does do quite a lot in quite a short period of time. I'm feeling energized, I'm feeling like my heart rate is up, I'm feeling like my breath is shorter. And I'm not saying that's good because we need to do cardio or because it's good to feel like exercise is hard for it to be worthwhile. I'm saying like, you know, some of these ideas around, well, this doesn't really do anything, it's just not true. Okay, 3, 2, 1, stay down, little tiny pulses. So just lowering and lifting at the bottom or the kind of mid-range. I could go lower here, but I'm not going to because I'm getting quite a lot out of this and it's burning. 3, 2, 1, transfer weight forward so that almost all my weight is in my left foot, and then I'm coming back. Forward and back. I'm trying to stay low. I'm peering over the front towards the ground like a couple of meters in front of my foot when I lean forward, and then I'm coming back to vertical. 3, 2, and 1. And then I'm going to lift and lower, trying to keep my pelvis steady, not twisting, just lifting, using the glute and kind of squeezing it where that kind of crease of your butt is. And also obviously your hamstrings are helping here. You could point or you could have your toe flexed, your foot flexed, whatever works for you. Ankle mobility really being tested here, so you're going to wobble and wibble and maybe even lose your balance, but just try and continue to track that knee over more towards the pinky on the left foot. 3, 2, and 1. Come up to standing. I'm going to step to a curtsy squat now. So right foot tracks behind, knees drop down, and stand up to neutral. Curtsy squat, back to neutral. Hands can be on your hips, in prayer pose. Oh, I lie, I missed something. We'll do it in a sec. Actually, we'll do it now. Okay, knee repeater. So come back to that kind of slightly tilted forward position. And from the lifts and lowers, we draw the knee into the chest and we take it back. And if you want to test your balance even more, you don't let it touch down. That's really strong on the left leg, the standing supporting leg. And if you want to come up into those hops, we're going to clear the ground with that left foot and we're going to land toe ball heel. 3, 2, 1. And you can make this bigger if you want. If you want to, you can really jump up, or you can just stay really low. Keep quite a bend in that left leg. Using my hands for a bit of momentum. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're coming back for a couple more curtsy squats before we add that side kick. Back to center, drop down, back to center. And last one before we start to kick out to the side with that right leg. So when we come back up, we kick. And you might keep it quite low. It could look like a side tap, curtsy squat. Just getting into different parts of the glutes, which I know I'm definitely feeling a lot of burning. Oi, go to sleep that buddy. 3, kick, 2, kick, you keep going. 2 more kicks to the side. And come down, crab walk it out. I'm gonna grab my mate. So we're down and we're gonna go up and down a couple more times. See if you can go even lower. So that means I'm sticking my butt out and I'm deeply flexing at my hips. And I'm moving from the hip joint. My central axial spine is actually staying completely upright. It's just the leg that's abducting, and then my other leg is adducting to come back to center, if that makes sense. So if you cut me in half, I would look like I'm perfectly straight and still not moving side to side at all. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Stay where you are, stay down and up, down and up. Little tiny, tiny end range pulses of this squat. See if you can sit even lower. All the weight is in my heels. Just another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up. Holy dooly. Okay, we're going to stretch it out. So first I'm going to stretch my quads. Just going to pop Jonas down for a sec. Stand near a wall if you need to. And just grab the front of the foot and stretch out and open the front of the right leg. And if you squeeze your right bum and kind of tuck your pelvis under and then squeeze your foot even more closely to your bum, you can open more through the front quad. And then figure 4 stretch, so take that ankle on top of the left and just kind of, I find it really nice to even, yes, I'm opening the back of my right glutes, back of my right leg, but also even my lower back here. If I kind of tilt and lean and push my hips all the way back, I get into different parts of my glutes and my lower back. And then same on the other side here, opening through the quads, which got a pretty decent workout there, pretty decent smashing, staying low and kind of, apparently it's called supersetting, I learned, when you just keep working the same muscle in a range of different activities before you swap sides. These are the things that I guess I have done but did not know the name for. And then sit all the way back. Into the opening of that left glute and maybe even lower back if you kind of lean into the spots that are calling out, wee, wee, and that are really sticky and juicy, and just take a couple of long deep breaths. I like to imagine that I can create space between my hips and my lower ribs as well, so that side waist and all the way around to my lower back, the QLs get some space and some attention, some stretch. And then right foot behind left, right arm up, catch the wrist with the left hand and just all the way over like a banana. And then other side, left behind right, catch left wrist with right hand. And then see if you can peel the chest open and then over, squeeze ribs together and down. And you're all done. Big breaths. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I'll see you